Good evening, everybody out there on Facebook and YouTube. J-Dev has returned to give you exactly what you want. And of course, you already know that's going to be more of me giving my thoughts, my expert analysis on a certain topic subject. Tonight, it's going to be the top 5 favorite episodes of Game of Thrones of all time. My top 5. Could have done the top 10, but I didn't necessarily want to, go with 10 episodes. I really wanted to focus on the 5 best episodes, in my opinion. So I suspect a lot of you are going to disagree. And that's cool, but I really want you to comment and give your thoughts on what you think the best episodes are. And for all you that pretty much agree with me, let's hear your list. Let's get a discussion going because we don't have any Game of Thrones until 2019. April 14th is what I hear. So we need something to talk about, and I can keep doing my countdown and my best of videos, but that's kind of a lot of me repeating myself. So let's get the discussion going, and let's get into things. Well, actually, before we do that, obviously there's going to be major spoilers. So if you're not caught up and somehow, some way haven't heard what happens in Game of Thrones and haven't watched it yet, I wouldn't necessarily listen to this video. But hey, you know what? If you want to hear my voice, you're more than welcome to do so. But you've been warned. Let's get started. Number 5 on the list would be the Season 7 finale, episode 707, titled The Wolf and the Dragon. Of course, that episode starts off with kind of a lot of the characters meeting up, talking about what they're going to do against the White Walkers, potentially teaming up. Which I don't think Cersei really has any real desire to do so. She's already got her own agenda on what she wants to do. She's probably 2 or 3 steps ahead already. Then towards the end of the episodes where it really picks up again, you have Samuel getting to Winterfell, talking to Bran about who Jon Snow really is, that he's a Targaryen. And at the same time, they're going to scenes with Jon and Daenerys getting it on. It's always nice to fuck your aunt. Then you get the scene with Littlefinger, Lord Baelish, getting killed by Arya. Loved it. It was just something that I've been waiting for such a long time. And yes, I knew it was going to happen, but it was just so exciting to see how it happened. They say it. How do you being accused of murder, treason, and all this other stuff? How do you plead, Lord Baelish? He just kind of stands there, and like dumbfounded, and then Arya. My sister asked you a question, and then Lady Sansa, just great, loved it. It was great. It's a long time coming. I mean, it sucks that he didn't get to stay till the end, but somebody had to die in this finale. So, Lord Baelish, you're the weakest link, I guess. So, great scene. Then, of course, you have the scene with, and these might be out of order. I can't remember exactly which order they happened in. You have the scene with Jaime leaving Cersei. More specifically, before he says, "What, are you going to kill me?" And then Cersei kind of goes, and nods her head, and then the mountain draws a sword. Man, I thought that was it for Jaime right there. Obviously, everybody knows I love Jaime Lannister. He's one of my favorite characters. It's really weird to say that because in the first season, I fucking hated Jaime Lannister. But hey, people change, characters change, and they grow on you. But it was crazy. Obviously, the mountain didn't do anything, and then Jaime just walks off. And it'll be interesting to see what Jaime does in Season 8. Hopefully, he can live out the series and be one of the survivors, but I don't know. I don't think it looks good for Jaime Lannister. But definitely a great episode. And then, of course, you have the ending with the White Walkers getting past the wall. You have the Night King on a dragon, setting up for what should be an epic, amazing Season 8 series finale. I mean, you're going to get 6, which should be jam-packed, crazy episodes. And we always usually get a really boring first episode of the series, or for the season. I hope that first episode is absolutely crazy, so it really sets the season up. Because Season 7, in my opinion, wasn't the best season that they've had. The episodes kind of jumped back, it was one bad episode, one okay episode. It just didn't have a lot to it. But Season 6 was so crazy at the end, but it's hard to kind of top. But that would be number 5, the wolf, or the Dragon and the Wolf. Number 4. All the way back from Season 3, episode number 309, one of the most emotionally charged episodes and just sad episodes. I'm talking, of course, about the Rains of Castamere, a.k.a. the Red Wedding. Let's just jump to what happens at the end. Spoiler alert, I've already mentioned that. We get the death of Robb Stark, Catelyn Stark, and Talisa. Just crazy and brutal and just sad. Obviously, I already know what happened because I started watching the series after Season 6, but certainly were very emotional. Game of Thrones saying, hey, wait, we don't just leave all the main characters on the show. We kill anybody at any time. Nobody's safe on Game of Thrones, in my opinion. So just sheer craziness, emotion. A lot of people I know that started the series and didn't know that was going to happen were very sad and like had bad dreams regarding that episode. So yeah, crazy, crucial episode. The season 3 episode season 3 episode 309, just sheer craziness. So that's going to be number 4 on the list. Number 3, we have all the way back in season 1, episode 101, Baelish, and that essentially starts Game of Thrones, saying we're not fucking around. In this episode, they kill off what at that time was the main character on the show. Ned Stark gets beheaded. Now, there's lots of theories that somehow he's still alive. He's the faceless man. I don't believe any of them. I think Ned Stark's dead, and it was sheer craziness. I mean, I kind of knew that was going to happen, or I already knew that was going to happen, obviously, but I didn't know how it happened. I didn't know when it happened, but it was pretty brutal, and it kind of sets Game of Thrones up, and it was pretty crazy. I mean, when do you have a main character like that and an actor like Sean Bean, who's really noticed and known, just get his head cut off in a series that is pretty spectacular? But it certainly put Game of Thrones on the map. Nobody is safe on Game of Thrones. That essentially is the case. So yes, Baelish coming in number 3. Number 2, we have to go all the way back in season 5. I guess it's not really all the way back. Episode 508, and that would be Hard Home. There's really only one thing that happens in this episode, and that is the White Walkers attack the Wildlings' place. And the battle is just so long and so crazy, and we never really got to see what the White Walkers were capable of until then. We never saw what a force they were until then, and I was just blown away by this episode. It was pretty crazy. One of my favorite battle thus far in Game of Thrones, even better than the Battle of the Bastards, and I know a lot of you like that episode, and that would have made the top 10 list, but I really wanted to focus on my favorite 5 episodes. So Hard Home, all the way back from season 5, episode 508, number 2. And my favorite episode of Game of Thrones, a jam-packed episode that really moved the story along, and that would be the season 6 finale, episode 610, The Winds of Winter. What a crazy episode. I mean, you had character deaths galore. I can't even touch on all of them, but you have everything. Like, so much happened in the episode, like, that moved the series along a long way. Obviously, the end of the episode, Cersei's the queen, but, I mean, you had the character deaths of, Grandmaster Pycelle, the Tyrells, Lady Marjorie. Well, Marjorie, I love Marjorie, and she dies. The High Sparrow, dead. Everybody, just Cersei, this plan with the wildfire, and it was just crazy. What an amazing episode. It just moved the series along. And, of course, that's not even the only death. You have the death of Walden Frey. Arya gets revenge for the Red Wedding. Love that. That was just amazing. It was great. But yes, The Winds of Winter, what an amazing episode. That's probably why season 7 wasn't so good, because season 6 ended so awesome with the Battle of the Bastards and the Winds of Winter. 2 amazing episodes. And the Battle of Bastards, like I said, would have been in the top 10, but I wanted to focus on my favorite 5. So yeah, there you have it. Those are my top 5 favorite episodes. Let's do it one more time. Number 5, The Wolf and the Dragon, or The Dragon and the Wolf, I guess. Number 4, Reigns of Castamere. Number 3, Baelish. Number 2, Hard Home. And number 1, The Winds of Winter. My top 5. And maybe I'll do a top 10, like a few months just to talk about Game of Thrones again. But really, I want to hear what your thoughts are. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, don't hide out there. Don't just listen to this video and not comment. You need to like and comment, or one or the other. Please do so. I want to hear as many opinions as possible. And if you haven't seen Game of Thrones and want to see Game of Thrones and are too cheap to get the app, talk to me, because I got the hookup on Game of Thrones season. So there you have it. Top 5 favorite episodes. I want to hear what your thoughts are, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And maybe I'll be back again soon with another video. Later.